Hey gang, it's Chaya. Welcome back. We are now in bonus video to secret number 17. We're down to the last 3 secrets in my little black book of homeschooling secrets. Today's secret is one of my favorite life concepts. Now, I hope these themes are starting to ring true and you're starting to hear my voice in your head whenever you're thinking about homeschooling, because one of my other favorite themes, as you know, is that the way you do anything in life is the way you do everything in life. And the same thing is true with this concept. Secret number 17, which is start with the end in mind. This is something we do with every single decision that we make in our house. We always start with an end game. What is it that we are looking to create? Now, under logic, I probably should have put this secret earlier in the book, but I saved it until almost the end on purpose because I really needed you to have gone through and traveled this journey with me so that you had the full big picture in mind in order to be able to sit down and get very, very clear on what it is that you want to create. So we're going to, now that we've been through the first 16 secrets and we're feeling a little bit more comfortable, we're breathing a little bit easier, we're starting to get a grasp and be able to wrap our head around things, now we can say from a more holistic perspective what it is that we want to create. So let me give you some food for thought here. When you're looking at homeschooling, how do you want it to blend with your life? Do you work from home also, so it needs to blend in with your career? Are you home to support your kids full time? Do you have other things that need to go into your life? For example, do you have a fitness routine or a health routine or hobbies or other projects or ventures that, or maybe you're in school yourself. And so you're blending all of these things together, and that needs to be a part of the landscape of your home. If so, what do you want your daily schedule to look like? Okay, that's something that will be different for every single family. Again, maybe you've got one kid, maybe you've got 6 kids. So all of these things will affect the rhythm and flow and the energy of your home, right? So as you're looking at what you want to create, those are some things that you'll want to consider. It's just the logistics of the schedule of what all has to fit in. Remember, you've got 168 hours in your week, and you're gonna, sleep for several hours a day, and there are other things that are gonna happen. So as you start to chunk it down, you want to look at where is your time going, and how do you want those pieces of the puzzle to fit together? Now, what are some other things to include? A big one for me is energy. What do I want the energy of my house to be? Do I want it to be a stressed out, grumbling place where everybody is always biting at each other's throats and where everyone is on edge and everyone's nerves are frayed? No, of course not. I want it to be a fun, happy, energetic, joyful place that our family loves to be. I want it to feel like an oasis, like a safe haven, a place that they love to be and that they want to have their friends over and they want to always be coming into the home as opposed to trying as best they can to get out of the home. Quarantine not included, okay? So, what are some other things that are important to you? What do you want the energy of your home to be? Remember, as the mama bear, it's your job to turn the neck, right? It's your job to set the temperature, to set the thermostat of you affect that energy more than anyone else. Okay? What are some other things that you would want to include? Is your family one that loves outdoors? Do you love sports? Do you love nature? Do you have a very strong faith-based religious affiliation where you're doing a lot of activities with your religious organizations? Do you do a lot of time with nonprofit, with charity, with volunteer work? Do you have other things that you want your children to learn and explore and perhaps extracurricular activities that you want them to participate in? So all of these things would go into what do I want my end picture to look like, okay? Something else, especially this is amazing for for homeschoolers and for unschoolers. Do you want your children to learn vicariously from you? Do you want them to learn a trade or a hobby or life skills, and they're going to learn them from you, by you, with you, as a result of doing the activities with you? For example, maybe it's gardening, or planting and growing your own produce, or maybe they're learning how to do handy skills around the house. What is the end project, that end product that you want to create? Now, you can look at this two ways. You can look at this short term, or you can look at this long term. So you could look at it short term, just for the next few months to survive the pandemic of 2020. Or you can look at it on a long scale of, when my kids are 18 years old and I am popping them out of the house, what kind of humans do I want to have created? So there are different finish lines, different time frames that you would consider as you're putting together your short-term and your long-term goals, your short-term and your long-term plan. So all of these things are questions to ask yourself and things to consider as you are creating that finish line, if you will, that point B. If your starting line is point A and your desired destination is point B, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, and so then you want to work backward. Now that you've identified point B, that's your destination, then you're going to work backward. You're going to reverse engineer from point B to point A to make sure that you have got that route mapped out the way that you want it to look. So this is all about your creativity, your clarity on exactly what it is that you want to create. You know what you don't want to settle for. You want to have a happy, thriving, loving, amazing, energy-filled home, right? So how are you going to get there? It's up to you. And remember, people support what they help to create. So get your family on board. Get your spouse on board if they're at home. Get your kids on board and let them also say what kind of environment they want to create. Let them be a part. And together, everyone achieves more, like the old adage says. So there you have it. Secret number 17, start with the end in mind. I'd love to hear your feedback. See you tomorrow. We've only got 2 left.